Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to the Psalmist, and welcome to today's episode of my answer on Quora. So, once again, I'd just like to explain what Quora is. Quora is a social media platform where people just ask questions, and then anyone who has like a page on Quora can just give their answers. But the answers are divided in categories like relationships, science, Christianity, and so on and so on. So me, I like to answer questions in Christianity, in relationships, in husbands and wife, stuff like that. So today, the question that I gave an answer to was that is the saying once a cheater, always a cheater true? So the person wants to know if a person, start cheating once, are they gonna cheat for the rest of their life? So this is the answer that I gave, and then the answer goes: until a person finds joy in one wife or husband, they will always cheat. Cheating is caused by the withdrawal of a spouse to bring joy in their marriage. Remember during courtship how the man will go out of his way to do good things for his potential mate. Dinner reservations, picnics in the park, moonlight walking. Then the woman got wooed by these acts, not feelings, but actions, and she submits to those actions. She also goes out of her way to do things for the joy of her beloved. Then this sets their love on fire. Then they get married. Because they now live together, the man stops his wooing of her. Then she in return cannot react in the loving action because there's nothing to react to. The marriage goes cold and there is dullness and boredom. Because there is no joy, they will start to look for joy elsewhere rather than their own home, their own bed. Then they cheat on each other. But I tell you, if the man would go back to the courtship stage and maintain it, and once again find joy in wooing and doing good for his beloved, then the woman would likewise react as in the beginning by doing good towards her husband. This would set their love on fire again. The problem is after the courtship stage, people no longer freely give and serve their beloved. They find joy in it. They seek joy in what they are going to receive. This makes their love to be dependent on other people, not their own giving and service to bring joy and gladness to their beloved. God's love is dependent on Him doing good things for His children, and His children submitting to that love in joy and worship. This should be the case also for people, for God is the standard of love, for He is love. So, as you can see on the answer that I've given, the answer was viewed 23 times, and then there was one person who gave it an upvote. So basically, when you give an answer an upvote, what you're saying that you like the answer, so it goes above other answers. So it's like when you like a Facebook page or you share a Facebook post, and then it goes sort of at the top, and then most people can see it. So you can always just check who actually gave the upvote to my answer, and then is D Lin. I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, that is my answer for this episode. Is the saying once a cheater, always a cheater true? So since you're watching and listening, you can also just leave a comment and tell me whether you think that the answer that I gave is correct, and is it the same answer that you would have given. And if you have a different answer, or you want to add and say that in this case I would have said here and that, and believe it or not, these are real questions and people want to know. So this is not a joke, because on Quora you can find a lot of people with real problems, and then for me, I really take this kind of answers very seriously. I don't just answer for the sake of answering. I answer so that I hope that the person really gets help, and then the person gets reformed and they get to find joy, especially in marriages. I love taking answers in marital problems, because I think that marriages are having problems and we must work hard. All nations must work hard to preserve marriage and make it, harmonious and make it a happy place to be, not the misery that we see people in. So thank you for listening.